Worry is a silent and a slow killer. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 13 says that worries breaks the human spirit. Worry breaks the human spirit, and you see that everything that God does with us or in us or through us, He does from our spirit. You see that in John chapter 6 verse 63 and Matthew chapter 26 verse 41. Proverbs chapter 17 verse 22 tells us that a broken human spirit dries the bones. This is when the individual becomes sick. And these sicknesses in science are called psychosomatic. And these are sicknesses that are caused by excessive a physical ailment or condition that are caused or aggravated by mental factors such as internal conflict or stress. Every time you overstress yourself, you become sick. As a matter of fact, it was when I was making this research and studying that it occurred to me that one of the causes of diabetes is anxiety. And when you worry excessively, you become diabetic. High blood pressure. And I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was reading out all the diseases or sicknesses or ailments that were caused by excessive worry. It is not God's will for you to be sick. And that's why God wants you to put away every worry in your life. Every worry. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 14 tells us that it is the spirit of a man that sustains him when he is sick, but a broken spirit means death. Now, you heard the young man, you heard Jonathan saying that even though his body could not walk, but his spirit was alive. And so it was, as long as the spirit, every time you see somebody dies, it's because the spirit has left. As a matter of fact, when they told me that he was in coma, he was paralyzed, he couldn't use his hands, and when we got to the hospital and now he's fine, we were talking, he says he kept telling his spirit, the spirit kept sending messages to the body. And that's why, you see, the enemy is not after your body. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand you've got hot legs. I understand you've got six-pack and bicep and tricep. I understand you've got beautiful hips, lips, and fingertips. But hear me, the enemy is not after all that. The enemy is after your spirit. Why? Because man is not a body. Man is a spirit. Man is a tripartite being. Man is a spirit. He has a soul and he lives in your body. So the enemy knows if he can get your spirit, he can get your body. The reason why so many of us we become miserable and you begin to eat and add weight in all kinds of places in your body is because of your spirit. It's because of your spirit. It's your spirit. If your spirit is down, that's when you begin to eat all kinds of junk. And 2 years later, okay, let's leave that in. And that's why you cannot afford to allow worry. No matter what you are going through, don't allow your spirit to be affected. And that's why sometimes you need to look at the devil and tell the devil, you can take my money, take my house, you can take my job, you can take that relationship, you can take everything, but as long as my spirit is intact and my faith is intact, I know that everything will come back again. Oh God, can I preach this thing the way I feel it? That's why our faith comes from our spirit. The just shall live by faith. That's why the devil can take everything. Your faith needs to be intact. Make sure that your faith is intact. Take the car, but leave my faith. Take the house, but leave my faith. You can walk out on me, but leave my faith. Because if my faith is intact, I can get another house. If my faith is intact, I can get another car. If my faith is intact, I can get another job. Who am I talking to today? The devil talks a higher, but the devil lies. Because something That's why you need to guide your heart. Guide your heart. Guide your spirit. You need to guide everything that God has put in the inside of you. You need to guide it.